This was like 8 games-ish. How to deal with scrambles. Just kind of what to do after. Alrighty. I have some ideas, but I'll wait to tailor what I want to say to how I watch you do things. I will say, Umbrella does not interact with push block that much. She kind of just gets to keep doing her thing. So I wanted to see this. Just blocking. Okay. Minor thing, if you notice this happening, pretty sure you can assault forward and get a hit for it. It's got a lot of recovery, but yeah. Stop, and then push block got baited. That is not really the range I would recommend pressing to a heavy punch. That's like 2LK sort of range. You couldn't even see that coming out. That's cool. Was there even a sound effect for it? I guess, but... Go back further just to make sure audio's not forked. Yeah, okay, it is, but... Oh, it's minor. But going back to talking about like push blocks and stuff and scrambles, what to do after a push block, you honestly don't need to do all that much here. You have the umbrella in the corner, and she's starving. Win, big yawn, sorry. Yeah. So here you can afford to be extremely patient. Instead, you end up kind of going for this. This is a big call out. It's a big risk. Let's say instead, like here you pressed 2 heavy punch or you did giant step. Even I think Embrace probably is good here. You have a lot better options to contest space immediately. If you want to be safer, you can also just opt to do nothing and like slowly walk forward. You can also just stand here and say, I'm gonna react to whatever you do, because I'm kind of outside your ranges and you're starving, so your stuff is gonna be really slow. Those are a lot of different options here. That's like, push block happened, try and, like, you have 25 frames, and granted it's not all that much at the end of the day, but like, whenever you push block, you have bought yourself time to think about the situation that follows. A very, very short amount of time, but time nonetheless. So yeah. That's unfortunate. That's just honestly garbage. I hate that. Holding up back, tagged by that, tracking a silly, hold this. It's a good option to do after a push block, and especially when you're looking to deal with Umbrella, because a lot of times they will try and do this to kind of invalidate your push block. If you understand your PBGC timing windows, an Umbrella who doesn't will just start losing. So this is good. Oh, no pickup though. Yeah, you definitely could have picked up there at that range. And then solo happens. It is what it is. Bold. Didn't quite pay off. Oh no! Comboed. And death. Yeah. I think that decision making was right. They just guessed correctly. A habit to keep track of, though. This is like the second or third time you're seeing this. Up, forward, jump, medium punch. And disadvantage. These are habits to start immediately taking note of. They like pressing. Yep, gotta kind of hold that. I would honestly advise against L-shot zoning in this matchup. In general, just shots are a bit more awkward to use in this matchup than others, because she has so many ways to go under them, she has ways to reflect them, and L-shot is the slowest by far. Bite Guy and tosses are the things I usually end up seeing used more. It's an awkward matchup. I do think we need to be push blocking more though. In the past couple of games I've seen you hold a lot of blocks without actively trying to get them off of you. Believing, push block and move forward. Did I really just lose? I'm upset. Honestly, I think I would have rather you DHC'd there, because you would get a full parasol combo afterwards. Yep, play patient, spacing. I like it. Oh, throw them back into the corner. Yeah. They got back into Rev. Oh, we just didn't get our push blocks? Damn. Oh. So, talking about decision making here. You are in a pretty substantial life deficit. They are starving. This is where I'd say full send it. Go forward. They have the tier on them. Use that to apply pressure. We kind of just give up everything, let them reset into the way they want to be, and then take the engagement on their terms afterwards. Obviously, this also could have just been a combo, but you weren't expecting the L-shot to hit raw. It's strange. But yeah, now doing this. At any point, they can low profile. Even better, they could have just deflected anything you did. Oh, that's a punish. Dash up, probably twice, and then just medium or crouch light kick, either or. Pretty sure this will get you what you want. I don't know if you have time to get there and heavy counter hit punish. You might be able to dash jump heavy punch. But yeah. What do we got here? No worries about being late. There's a reason the VoD's accessible afterwards. You don't always have to be here. Yeah. Kind of wanted to say your game plan versus Val seems pretty risky versus that jump heavy punch. Oh, that's a punish. It's a lot of recovery here. Right there. Yeah. Getting used to seeing it. Snap. I do not agree with this. So the way I think about snapping, it's if I'm not specifically tailoring a game plan to deal with like a team built around an assist or something, which if you're doing this here, I don't know if I agree that Val is the problem, if that makes any sense. Aside from that, the things I'm considering when I'm snapping someone, how much red health are they losing for me doing this? In this case, you see that tiny sliver? That is all you're getting. You're spending a whole bar to deal like a normal's worth of damage. Yeah, if you just wanted the Val, that's fine. Other than that, so outside of looking at the damage I'm getting, it's... I thought I had 2 points, but I can only think of one. Brain empty. But the other point is, can I get them close to the corner to force an incoming? Because right now we're a little bit far away from the corner, and they kind of just come in under a lot less pressure than if you had done a couple more strings. Yeah. I was going to ask how you're going to get her out. Honestly, I don't know if it's technically safe. But I probably would have just had to tag to one of them after the throw rather than get the special out. Not punished for it. Oh, once again, we're not punishing the Eliza ref tag. It is incredibly minus cube kit, so always try and keep that in mind. Yep, it's got a big hurt box. Just to illustrate this. Pretty hard to contest, so usually you kind of just wait until it's gone first. Or, like, you're banned so you can't just be extended. Yeah. That's a spiral. Just a big ol' hurt box. Okay, that was a push block. Yeah. What can the parasol do? Here is where I'd say bike guy. But you can do mix mid screen. This, I'm assuming, was just flubbed stuff. Heavy punch, good push block. Instead of going into shot here, actually I think she gets away either way. Don't think it matters. I would have probably tried to level 3 there, but I think she leaves. Had her big. For heavy kick combos into bike guy on everybody except for band. And then if you are too close to the corner, it can drop on some of the other heavier characters like double. But that's details. Yeah, it uses OTG, but you literally get basically full screen corner carry. You just dash after it. Very good to know for Parasol. And so then the thing to keep in mind is you cannot combo into 4 heavy kick unless you have a tier set up already, or there are some other exceptions. But the main one is you do first string and L shot, 5 medium punch, 4 heavy kick, bike guy, and that is universal on everyone except for band. Air throw, take the corner. I assume we wanted spiral flare with that. We're sticking to normal ammo. This is a deliberate choice. Mixy. Yeah, still cleaning up Vidalia, fair enough. Where is it? Here, this requires relatively quick reaction times, but if you see this coming, honestly, probably worth just doing the counter. Oh, but no, it actually doesn't work on caught. It doesn't work on caught. Never mind. Because caught is a projectile. Oh, what was it? Pressing on an Eliza above you when they're set up already I don't know if I want to say never do it. Always understand it's a risk. Jump light kick is a phenomenal button. Jump light punch is pretty good at different spacing, and they can always just land on you with skeleton. So when they're in the air above you, it's really scary to be pressing anything. We just got hit after push blocking. Actually, because this has been the main thing I'm like looking to focus on. So here, my inclination immediately is to just hold what's coming next, wait for another layer, and then push block them out further to just completely reset neutral. That is probably my go-to answer. It's my go-to answer a lot of times when I block, because I'm very patient on defense for the most part. Oh, were we trying to get counter? Push block. We are indeed trying to get counter. Okay. It just didn't come out. So you were going for a more aggressive option. Honestly, granted, this is also me just as a Parasol player. Especially for push block guard cancel, I try to do this as in general, but I would say everyone should probably try and do this for PvGC. Try and time it, because it is a set amount of frames afterwards, and so it avoids you messing up any inputs. Yada yada yada. I would definitely try and time your thing. Get used to the PvGC window. Because once you get used to that, then you can start really understanding when your stuff's going to be coming out. And yeah, first push block usually doesn't get you out scot-free if they're on you for a lot of the matchups, so being patient and waiting for a second one most of the time doesn't hurt, especially depending on how solid your defense is and how good you are at using Absolute Guard, which are kind of one and the same. Because Absolute Guard is quite strong for defense in this game. You get the pickup. And do a full combo. Burn ourselves into the corner. So we chose aggressive option after push block. And so I brought this up earlier, but again, after you push block, you have time to analyze the situation. What's going on? What's happening next? So here, obviously, you can just wait and see what they do and see if they press something that lets you push block again. Send them fully out. Here you chose one of your more aggressive options, where you went for an immediate brass afterwards. It wasn't quite a true BBGC, but I'm assuming that was the intent. At this range, you might even be able to get away with beat extend. SSJ might also work. Yeah, so you've got that for contesting things. And then you can also just wait and see what's happening and doing... Instead of just blocking, try and do a movement option to buy yourself space and get out. So one thing that's kind of a habit I still have is, like, when I'm in this situation in the corner, and this is with Parasol with her dash, I push block people out, and then I'll more often than not try and up forward to aggressively take space, or just dash block at them. So it's like you have a lot of options to be thinking about after you've push blocked. Depending on how aggressively they're coming back in and what their assist calls are looking like, you can also call your own assist here. Again, it's sketchy in the corner, so really understand the risks if you're doing something like that, but there's a lot of different options to be thinking about after you push block. And it kind of, you tailor it to noticing your opponent's habits, as well as always trying to keep it reactive. And that's probably not the best way of saying it, but it's like you can try and have a selection of options that you're actively thinking about based on your opponent's habits, and then from that smaller bag you try and react to what they're doing and get yourself out as best as possible, if that makes any sense. You're not just going for a hard prediction, but you're keeping a couple of predictions in mind, and so they're at the forefront of your mind when you see anything you might think is a tell. It allows you to react faster if you're actively looking for something to punish. Take the space. Get raw tagged. Push block. We really like brassing after push block. We really like brassing after push block. So far it's been working for us, but SSJ. I don't know if you really wanted to avoid the Para-Val matchup, but here I would probably argue for, I'm pretty sure snipe DHC kills here. I'm fairly confident I would go for it because you kill them and then they're stuck in the corner. And then you also get to play a better matchup. You get to play Para-Val rather than Ban-Val. So that's kind of my thought process there. Here you could also raw tag to Parasail, but it looks like you want to stick with the band. Yeah, things to be thinking about. Oh, bikes here. Unless they PPGC the bikes afterwards, it's not a punish. And usually you see that they're blocking here, so I'm pretty sure you can just bikes here and be fine. The hit stop from SSJ should carry over, I'm pretty sure. I can go on the wiki and check. SSJ has how many frames of hit stop? 6. Yeah, they shouldn't be able to react to it. I'm pretty sure. I feel comfy saying you're fine doing bikes right here once you've noticed they've already blocked it. Yeah. Alright, hold this. Yep. Okay. And so this is a situation we haven't seen actually very often for you. So we push blocked here. The issue is we did it right before a move, and so it didn't do it. And this is the same reason why multi-hits also work. Depending on when you push block, they will keep moving backwards until their next thing connects with you. Not their assist, but the next point character button, whether it's a special or a normal or like a projectile. Whatever next hits you from them will then stop shoving them back. So here, we push block, and then the next hit comes in immediately. Yeah, this was a multi-hit. I thought you push blocked before the first hit of this, but you push blocked like the frame after, and then got hit immediately with the multi-hits. This is where they've stuck this close. This is where you're much more looking for PBGC options. Obviously, again, you can also just be patient and try and push block them away again. But when they're this close, this is when PBGC is most potent because they have to worry about a ton of different things. You have PBGC jab or throw, depending on ranges and what you're trying to avoid. You have PBGC reversal. It's like, when they're this close, everything's a threat. See what you do. Yeah, and you did PBGC jab. I like that choice. Bonk. Didn't believe in it. If you're going to commit to it, if you're going as far to commit to the risky option, you might as well full send it and believe in it wholly. Because this unfortunately doesn't end up actually doing much unless you follow through. And so you had the game won right there if you just believed in the hit. Yep, mash the 2LP for multiple hits. Yeah. Or follow it up with a medium button afterwards, but same idea. Bikes, double bikes, you know. Would you care for a hard candy? Jump in a lot. Oh no! What in the world? That... Okay, game. Well, now you know. Then I gotta figure out a way to change up that route, just in case. Might have needed to delay just a little bit, but I'm not a Dahlia player, so I'm not gonna tell you. Oh. So funnily enough, here, honestly, the better thing to do instead of special canceling, if you use a launcher on an assist, with very few exceptions, you can jump cancel. So here, one of the best things for you to do is just up forward, keep hitting the Eliza, and try and do it in ways that will also force the Valentine to block stuff. And so it's like, if you do launch, jump light kick, and like jump heavy punch, etc., you're just trying to force the Valentine to hold whatever you can, while keeping yourself safe and hitting the Valentine assist. Or Valentine assist. Hitting the Eliza assist. Run ourselves into the corner, reload, Rotek to band. Push block. Now we do A-Train after brass. We are running a rock, paper, scissors after push block. Wait, like... It's really aggressive. But right now, at least you're not getting punished for it, so... Yeah, I'm... Just... If they decide to stand on the blound ground and just block, not much ends up coming of the strategy. Bop, 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 bop. Surprised that worked. Like they're stuck in the corner, tech out. Push block. Yeah, push block, be patient. Push block. Patient. Ironically enough, that's probably a time you want to be doing like brass, because you saw them very much overextend. Rookie. Force assist, Lamau. we not have... Oh, we have projectiles. We can get some of those bad boys out there. There's not really a reason not to be shooting there. Especially with a pillar to cover you. We are jumping a lot. Dolly has good air buttons, but we're not really using them. We're like almost exclusively jumping and not doing much else. It's very strange. Once again, jump, 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 jump. Jump. Jump, 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 jump. Probably need to work on that a little bit. Jump, 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 jump. Unfortunate drop. This is not allowed. Never mind. The push block is later than I thought it was. I think you're fine. Maybe? But be very careful when getting push blocked by the Eliza. That is a big stop using your shots red flag. Because they can and will just DP you for it. Oh, not quite dead. There we go. Yeah, we're jumping. We're up backing like pretty bad. And like the weirdest part to me is it doesn't necessarily feel like it's not necessarily that L shot will whiff. It's that Eliza players will bait you into the L shot and literally punish you for it, like just because their DP reaches that far. But yes, stopping L shot autopilot is a big part of. I mean, just stopping napalm shot autopilot in general is a really big part of playing Parasol. You have to be deliberate with the choices you're making on the character. Raw tag. Oh. Jump medium kick. Also probably just jump light punch, but either of these. Yes, you do need to hit some air buttons. Your characters have some pretty good air buttons. We are jumping, jumping. We have yet to punish Eliza Raw tag this set. No need to be afraid of it. You block that, you should get like money symbols in your eyes. It's free damage. You are in control of this game. You do not need to be taking those risks. We are just running backwards. Or well, jumping backwards, more likely, but... yeah, we're kind of just up backing. Doesn't feel like with any game plan, it just kind of feels like that's our default go-to. Which isn't necessarily bad, but it also means at least your concentration is going elsewhere. For the record, Neckbite wins because it's a hit grab. So she could have hit you and gotten more life. Don't SSJ segment. But yeah, a thing to pay attention to and think about is what are you doing in neutral? Because right now it is just up back central with no other discernible game plan. So when we do decide to push... Is that a Master Sword? I have... Or not a Master Sword. Brain. Wow. I have not seen that before. Yeah. Yeah, it's like when you do choose to press buttons, oftentimes it feels like they're in pretty good spots. It's just literally a time we're just opting to not press anything. Yeah. Well, I'm definitely... Sorry, sneeze. I'm definitely sketched out by how often you're going for this. That's silly. Interesting. Oh. Here, you land, you do 8 train, and you get a sliding knockdown in the corner. You have enough time to get 8 train after this, because of sound stun. Very, very important thing to note for band. We're full sending on these trains. And it's kind of getting us killed. Gotta play more patiently, neutral. Oh no. Yeah, no, you get a full route after sweeping segment. Oh, you got a snipe there. I do like that stun heavy punch though. Snipe! No! We gotta learn the range. Yeah, see? 4 heavy kick combos on the bikes, you know. Still not punishing the Eliza tag. Oh, yeah, that only works for back throw. Forward throw... I think only works in the corner, and maybe on certain characters with L shot or L egret. But I do not do it often enough to tell you. Yeah. Got to know. Yep. I would level 3 there. Oh, this sucks. You don't have time. Yeah. And I think that's the end. Yeah. So... yeah. Talked a lot about things to be thinking about after push blocks. Honestly, even though you asked about it and you said you didn't feel all that comfortable in those scrambles, I felt like outside of you consistently choosing a more exploitable option, I don't know why my brain is like this today. I think you're doing a lot of good things after your push blocks, so it's like, I'm curious what made you think it was an issue. But it looks like you at least have some idea of what works for you. Again, I would encourage you to move further away from Brass and A-Train and choose a little bit more patient, just movement options. Obviously, still throw in a brass or a beat extend or an SSJ if they're being egregious or if they're doing something that's reactable and loses to those. That's always a good option if you know it's going to work. But yeah, that's kind of... It's kind of the dealio with that. Other than that, that was mostly what I was looking at, so I didn't see a whole lot of other things. I gave you a small little detail about like jump canceling on assists. And then the other big thing was what you're actually doing in neutral. Because it looks like we're... I don't want to say don't have a game plan, but we're not actively thinking about our game plan while we're playing. And that's the important thing in neutral. We're kind of just holding 7, we're holding up back, and every now and then choosing to challenge something. When we could be doing stuff while in the air after holding 7. And like that's the first step, and then the next step is having another game plan that isn't just hold 7. So that's where I'd put a lot of focus for you, at least.